Honda, the power of dreams. And then if you actually go to the hashtag, ask anyone who owns a Honda, you might see somebody familiar like that guy right there pop up. That's a brand new Honda dealership, and I am your social media manager at this Honda dealership. My name is Dominic Leyva. Lost my brother Samuel Leyva on July 5th of this year. Right now it's October 6th, 2025, and I still wish he'd call me back, but to keep his spirit alive, like I say, everybody, here we go. We are going to, oh, this is awesome. This is for my wife. So tell me if you're familiar with this. You get a car, and then after a year, you're like, oh, I don't like it no more. You got to trade it in. It's called buyer's remorse. So this right here, gorgeous, this is for you, dedicated to you and my little mamas. My daughter picked it out. We were about to get the platinum white pearl, and she said, no, I want the urban gray pearl. Now, this is urban gray pearl in the dark. That's urban gray pearl in the light. Can you see the difference in how the color reacts to the lighting differently? Recorded on my iPhone. Try. I don't want to step in that mud right there. So, anyways, but you see what I'm saying? So, here it is, and we're gonna see that in just a second. That's a sport. You can tell because those rims aren't blacked out. If they were, those rims right there would be a Sport L rims, and that would be leather. And this is a touring. You notice how it's a completely different everything. So the way the pattern is, as well as the tires, you have Michelin tires right there. You see those low pros, 225. Oh no, 235 rated. These ones are 235, 40, 19 inches, made by Honda, and these are wife approved. So we're going to show you how to do the wireless Apple CarPlay, or actually wireless Android Auto. And this is going to turn into a Pixel right here, Pixel Pro. This right here is your full review on a 2025 Accord Hybrid Touring. This manufacturer's suggested retail price does not include the $455 Urban Gray Pearl upcharge, as well as the destination handling of $1,150, which brings it to a $40,905 price. So here we go. Capless fuel filler. Wrap around here. Touring badging. I'm assuming because everything's in black that that's what you're going to get for 2026 is this badging right here, as well as this badging is going to be blacked out. Possibly that badging as well. I'm just predicting it. If I'm right, I'm not going to say I told you so. But in the back seat of this vehicle, you have heated seats. So I'm just saying that's what they're doing to the Civic. And usually the Accord follows the Civic on certain things. Full leather back seat. You're not going to use the middle back seat belt. You can drop this down. Boom. Because my daughter's still in a booster seat, and we can pull this down right here. You see that? And tuck that in. So here we go. Now, you also have the high-speed USB-C ports right there. You have the ventilation, which is going to be blowing that direction, those cords charging that direction. So, little mamas, there's your new seat. So, because this is my wife's vehicle here, I'm going to go ahead and kind of speak to them on the vehicle like they're here because I want to go over all the things, blindside information, LED turn signals. So, this is how you remote start your new vehicle. You're going to hit this once, just like the CRV, and you're going to hold that until it flashes. Let go of it when it flashes. First set of 3 flashes, letting you know the vehicle started. Because it's a hybrid, like the CRV hybrid, it's not going to make noise, but you'll hear the engine. The second set of 3 flashes you just seen right there is going to let you know that the vehicle's either cooling, warming up, or today's like 90 degrees, so it's going to be cooling down. Just like if you have a vehicle, then, you know, I'm talking to y'all as well. Put your hand in the handle, bang, there you go. And auto down windows on the front, auto up windows on the front, memory seating. This is going to be how you control the left mirror. It's going to be how you control the right mirror. Multi-adjustable power driver seat. Manual shade. Power sliding sunroof. sit in the vehicle, hit that brake, bam, there you go. Now, because this is a fully loaded touring, now, just like my Honda Prologue Elite, you have heads-up display in this vehicle being a touring, leather-wrapped steering wheel, heated steering wheel as well, ventilated seats. This is how you turn down the ventilation, as you may be used to. The noise you're going to be hearing is the noise that you hear from the fan blowing on the ventilated seats. Then it gets quiet right there. Park, reverse, neutral, drive. Drive mode is going to be, where did it go? Here it goes. It's usually right here in the front. Let's go ahead and press home right here. We'll get into everything else in a second. So there's your sport mode. Now it can be programmed right here to where whichever way you want it customized, it can be customized. So here, you press customize right here, and these are going to be the things that you can customize. What I'm trying to do is get out of the glare, but hey, look, you can just see me in the background. So your powertrain right here will be normal, meaning the way that it's driving. So whether you want it to be econ, same thing with the steering, ACC, which is the adaptive cruise control right there, which is econ or normal. I'll double check on that right there. And then the gauge, so normal gauge or sport gauge. So normal gauge or a sport gauge. So it'll turn red. ACC, normal, ACC, econ. Okay, so I guess that's the way the sensors are. I'm going to have to figure out what that is. It's the first time I've ever seen it. Now, as far as settings go for the vehicle settings, if there's ever, say, like a flat tire in this vehicle, you go to TPMS calibration, hit calibrate, and it'll calibrate the tire. See, it starts and then boom. That's when you see like a low pressure TPMS light right there. Next is your meter heads up display. So if you want to adjust the outside temperature display, you can do that. You want to adjust the alarm volume, the fuel efficiency black light on there. So if you want to see the fuel efficiency, the rear seat reminders, speed and distance by miles per hour. Or some people have been asking me, yes, you could switch it to kilometers per hour. Rear seat reminder. So we can always make sure that we never forget. Change view right here, change view right there. Hit this vehicle right here on menu, body color. So in this case, this car is not silver, it's not white, it's not meteorite gray, it's not that color-ish. That's a silver, that's a brighter silver. There's a blue, a steel night pearl, and a red. So there's no real update for the urban gray pearl. So it's kind of like whichever color you think works best, which in this case may just be that one because it's not as bright and silvery as that one. I don't know. And that's the meteorite gray. That's sort of a I've never even thought about that. Done many reviews. So there we go. There's the backup, and then next we're gonna have driver assist system setup for forward collision warning distance. We'll keep this under long, and then if you ever want it to be adjusted, it could be adjusted to normal, or it can be adjusted. You cannot operate during settings. Not operating nothing. So short, normal, and long. So unable to complete. I'll figure out what that means is right there in just a second. So there we go. You cannot operate during settings. Okay. Oh, right. All right. So that makes sense. I guess what it's trying to tell me is right here is what it's talking about. We'll switch to operate that and turn that on, and then usually I guess that's that. So that's the same thing as that right there. ACC vehicle detect beep. When it detects there's a vehicle here, it'll beep. Lane keeping assist, suspension beep. So whenever the lane keeping assist doesn't detect the lane, or it is in a lane, it'll basically do that as well. So it'll make a beep noise. Traffic sign recognition, speed limit. So that's exactly that. When it recognizes the speed limit, it'll give you a warning when you go over the speed limit at a certain level right there. Door setup right here. So auto door lock, we're going to switch that to shift from park. There we go. And then we're going to go ahead and auto door unlock. So basically the doors are going to unlock as soon as the driver doors open. Walk away auto lock. As soon as you close the door, it'll beep at you. When you walk away, it'll beep again. There's that. Driver assist system setup is done. Driving position, lighting, and your climate control, and the maintenance info. So that's it. And when you put the vehicle in reverse, because we're going to have to drive this out right here, this is your 180 display right here. I wish I could clear this yellow box. Here's looking straight back, and here's looking straight down right there. The whole time that's your bumper. So if your seatbelt's not on and you have the brake on, you're going to hit the brake and then push that right there. Make sure you hit this when you have the vehicle fully charged in EV mode, and see that? It'll be that. You can have it under auto, or you can just put it under EV mode standard, just like such. So with just a little couple of little dribbles, you still got 101 miles, and then that's until that average goes up, which it will, being the fact this vehicle's going to be driven in the city. This right here is how you're going to adjust your power sliding moonroof. A nice little place for some sunglasses. Here we go. So I'm gonna set this right here. Bear with me while we take this for a spin here. Now the next thing we're gonna do is, I just noticed that. Wow, there we go. That's nice and clear. We're gonna want to set up our home Android Auto. Go right to Android Auto. You're gonna connect the phone. So search for devices. In this case, we're gonna open up this vehicle for you, gorgeous and my little mamas. Then we're gonna pull this down and we're gonna hit that. It's gonna bring everything up. On the bottom of my selections, search for devices. It'll come up in just a second. Honda Accord, just you watch. See right there? So Honda Accord, I'm going to pair that. Once we pair that, we're going to see the 816090, 816090, and then it's eventually going to want me to do a couple of things here. So I'm going to deny access to my messages because we don't need the dealership going there. That's a dealership, that's what I was listening to last, but we know on search we like to listen to. Here, this is Apple Music on an Android, and my gorgeous daughters. And then we're going to go to Spotify, and we're going to go to Mad Beats Music. And he's got a lot of nice new music out. Don't forget to follow Mad Beats. Check him out on Spotify. In the meantime, we're going to enable this Android Auto to right here. It's going to ask for a couple of disclaimers in just a second. So always make sure you're following the directions on there. Once it does that, it'll flash. It'll pick up. So it's going to ask me if I want to continue here, which I'm going to say yes to. All right. And then I'm going to just deny access to the contacts right there. And then what we're going to do after that right now is we're going to press play. Thank you again, Mad Beats Music. As always, super grateful that we get to do this with your music and introduce everybody to this awesome person. Now, what we're going to want to do next is, this is Descanso, brand new song. We're going to back this vehicle up and move it. But because you now have Bose Premium Surround Sound on the fully loaded Accord Touring, we're going to go right from vehicle settings to general settings. Next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to go to sound right here. Bass. Bose center point surround sound. And there you go. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is literally live, 5:30, and oh my gosh, I got something totally exciting to show everybody. For the first time ever, everybody. First time ever. Oh man, this is awesome. This is where you turn your lights on. And we're going to go ahead and back this vehicle up right here. Do a little 360 on it. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So once again, this is in the dark, which is going to look completely different than when you're looking at it in the light. I don't think this young lady knows that she can get out of the car at any time. So, since October 29th, 2014, my life has completely changed. And, I mean, in ways like to where if you look at the cover of this page, you'll see a beautiful woman and a happy little girl, and that is my family and who I do this for. So, if you haven't already and you like this kind of content, go ahead and subscribe. And, ladies and gentlemen, got my wife and daughter in the background. What do you think? Do you like it? You do? Does it look different in the dark?
I like it.
You do? Okay, go ahead and sit in there.
I left my purse over there.
So while we go and take care of all that, that was your review of the vehicle. Next one you'll see will be Platinum White Pearl, and in that case, you'll have the complete drive with your 0 to 60 and so much more. Thank you again, everybody, for all your support. It means the world. And I'm happy I've gotten this far to do things like that because of you.